Fish at the store.
Cool. This is Tim with Tone Joint. I'm just sitting here with Joel Stroetzel of Killswitch Engaged at the House of Blues in Chicago before the show, and we're just going to ask him a couple questions. He's got a cool little recording studio at his house with a couple different rooms, and he uses digital recording with Pro Tools and a PC or Mac.
Yep.
So we were talking about making stereo tracks, and he says he doesn't actually copy one track to another track to stereo it. He plays it twice, and I couldn't agree more. That's the way to do it. That's the way it was done in the 70s and the 80s.
For sure, man.
And it also gives you that live doubled feeling because you don't play it the exact same way every time.
For sure, man. It's almost like you can hear like another set of hands on top. It just makes it that much thicker. Like even if you play it as close as you possibly can, you can tell the difference. Where it's
So what are you doing with your panning on the second guitar track? Are you?
I usually do like when I track rhythm guitars. I'll usually do 2 tracks, 2 different tones on each side. You know what I mean? So
fully pan left, fully pan right.
Yeah. And then as far as like lead stuff, I try to double lead things too. I don't hard pan them. More like
they're like 1 and 11 or something
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you double your lead? You play your leads twice also?
Yeah.
God, that's awesome, man.
Usually try to.
That's
man.
awesome. Yeah.
That's the tricky part, trying to line up the vibrato.
Oh yeah,
sometimes
totally.
It takes a while to get it right.
Yeah.
But,
well, I've seen the other YouTube clips of you playing like little solos that are just awesome stuff.
Oh, thanks, man.
But
so more of a rhythm player, especially with Killswitch.
Yeah.
Lead stuff. Do more like clean blues finger style stuff at home. And
cool.
Not really much of a metal shredder,
Yeah.
But
no, you do what you know.
Chugger, man.
Yeah, you do it. Works for you, definitely. So I see you with a lot of comparison guitars.
Yep.
So those are your favorites, or the Parkers, or?
Adam's using Parkers for quite some time, and he's just got a new one today. And
sweet.
So he's been with those guys that are lightweight, nice guitars. I've been playing comparisons for probably 7 or 8 years now. So
you're definitely the comparison guy, huh?
Kind of been with those guys for quite a long time.
Yeah, they're sweet sounding axes, man.
Sure, man.
Shu plays his for me through the telephone, and it sounds good.
Yeah, they're awesome, man. There's something about them that just sound really woody compared to a lot of other guitars. Like they played a lot of like really nice like the rocker guitars, like the Jacksons and the Ibanez's and all stuff like that. And they're great guitars. But there's something about like the Ibanez or the comparisons just have like this low mid like kind of thunder that I haven't found in any other guitar. I'm not really sure why that is, but
that's cool. Yeah. So if you were going to give any kids sitting here, because I feel totally privileged sitting here speaking with you, and I appreciate your time.
No worst.
What advice would you give anyone to get a good recorded guitar tone with the least amount of gear?
With the least amount of gear.
Like in a pinch situation. Because a lot of us, we don't have access to huge consoles and Pro Tools and outboard effects and stuff like that. So, to catch like a good guitar solo that's going to stand out, cut through the mix, but not sound piercing. What's your recommendation?
I'll tell you, man. I'm always a fan of like straight speaker cabinets versus slants. If you have I like the way they throw.
I could not agree with you more.
I just like the way they throw better.
They do throw better.
But I mean, as far as like just getting a basic tone, you can't really go wrong with a 57, a couple inches back, pretty much center.
Just a standard SM57.
Any decent high gain head. I usually use a tube screamer or like a Maxon 808, like something to boost it just to get that little pick attack, especially for down tuning. Because a lot of times with tube amps, the gain gets a little bit rumbly if you're tuned down. So
totally.
You kind of get that solid state, kind of like almost like compressed like sound a little bit, but it kind of blends well with the tube overdrive. So it's kind of a neat trick too. We've been doing that for quite some time.
Awesome, man.
So I mean, you get a 5150, used 5150 for a few $100, and any cabinet with Celestians and a 57, you're pretty much good to go. That's pretty much what all the greats used to record metal.
Yeah, for years and years. Sure, I mean, that's what it was. Yeah. So then just change your presence or your treble for your leads and get a little bit different of a tone going.
But I mean, any decent head with a decent speaker cabinet, you can get that tube screamer for the high gain stuff if you want to boost it up. And
cool, man.
Just a 57. If you want to get more complex, you can we usually when we're recording kill switch stuff, we'll run a 57. It's pretty much straight on, 3-4 inches back.
Okay.
Right center of the cone, and then we'll kind of creep in a condenser mic, get it just right on the side, slightly off axis, just right below the 57. We tend to like to mic the same speaker as close to the same place as possible. You get the least amount of phase issues.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, gotcha.
But can't go wrong with a 57, man.
Cool, man. Well, hey, thanks for the time. I definitely appreciate it.
Hey, no problem, brother.
And next time you guys are back in town, get up with me. We'll bring out some more cabs and do this all over again.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Joel.
You got it, man.
Tear up the show, and I'll post a couple 45-second clips of him just tearing it up. Thanks for watching.